Happy Wednesday. Welcome back. We are in week 4 and we are in our second week of our still life drawing. This is the week where you actually get to start your still life drawing. Last week was all preparation, learning the basics of drawing, learning contours and value and practicing those things. Now we're going to put it to use. So get ready. Here we are. So here's your schedule for this week. We have our normal weekly update that you're watching right now, so you're off to a good start. Our weekly discussion post is going to be how might being artistic and creative benefit other careers beyond just the traditional artist. So this is just a question that I want you to really be thoughtful about. Think about maybe potential careers that you have in mind or that you've considered at least, or you think are interesting. And then think if being creative or being artistic can benefit those. So how would that help you? And sometimes you really have to think about it. Some of them aren't just straightforward. And so think through that, be thoughtful, and respond with that in some specific examples for me. Then I want you to read through. There's a folder in Schoology that I just added called Still Life Drawing. And it's this one right here below your new weekly discussion, Still Life Drawing Project Instructions. So essentially, you're going to do everything in here this week. If you haven't noticed, I only make the things that I roll out to you available each week. So I'm only going to publish the stuff that I want you to do. So if you see something in there, that means you probably should be doing it. But if we go back to our weekly schedule, it also tells you that. So it says, read through the Still Life Project instructions. That's right here. These are your instructions for your actual still life project. Just kind of a step-by-step of what I would be kind of walking you through if you were in class over the next 2 weeks, okay? So by the end of this week, you need to have your image taken, your contours drawn at the minimum with your details ready. Next week we'll be focused on value. So next week you'll spend the whole time adding value and shading, adding details, cleaning it up. Okay. But here are the instructions for both weeks. Then if we go back and we go back here, it says next, watch the Still Life Drawing Tips video and follow along with this presentation. So I made a video that's right here. Bam. And so I made a video where I am walking through the instructions, getting some good fun shots there. I'm walking through the instructions. This is a fun thing to do. And then I'm giving you tips and tricks for it. And so this presentation that I'm talking about in the video is just also linked in Schoology right below it. If you watch the video, chances are there's nothing different in the presentation, but I wanted to make both things available for you if you need to refer back to that presentation. All right, so that's for today. Tomorrow is when you're gonna actually start drawing. Mr. Sweeney is an art teacher and he teaches design and draw as well at Park Hill. He's awesome. And so he had already made this video and I started to remake it. And then I was like, why? He does such a great job explaining some really good ways to get started on your still life drawing. So here's Mr. Sweeney, if you don't know him already, but he's going to give you some tips on how to do everything from adding a grid on your phone, if you're using your phone to take your picture, which will make it easier to draw, to actually starting to draw on the paper and how he goes about it and some what not to do. So really important video. Make sure you watch it. It is also linked right here in Schoology. And then he also refers to this value drawing playlist. This is really a great playlist that has tons and tons of very short videos. This is the longest one. Most of them are just a couple minutes long, showing time lapse and examples of like speed drawings of shoes, but also some other pencil drawings. Really helpful just to see that whole process develop and how an artist starts with contours and then builds up, and how that value scale can be laid in to get that professional looking finished product. So here, tomorrow, you're gonna watch Mr. Sweeney's video, and then you're also gonna watch those drawing playlist videos for examples. Then, after you've done that, you should be ready to actually start. You should be ready to take your image. You should be ready to follow along with those instructions to begin. After that, I give you the rest of the week, essentially, to work on drawing your contours. It does take a little bit of time if you're going to do it right, if you're going to make sure that it's accurate, if you're going to go back and edit it and take your time with it. So I'm giving you more than 3 days just to get your contours done. If you get your contours done early, you feel like you have everything on there and it's accurate, you can start shading. You can always work ahead on that, but I want you to at least get those things done. On Tuesday, since there's not like an actual end of the week assignment, because you're just working on the big assignment that will be due next week, I want you to upload an image of where you end on Tuesday with your drawing. It should be at least contours done. So this is your in progress image, and I want you to upload that to a media album that I put in Schoology right here. And so I said by October 6th, which is next Tuesday. And that's gonna allow me to see the progress you're making, to give you feedback if there's anything that maybe I can give you some further tips on. But it's also gonna allow your fellow classmates to see each other and help each other out like we would if we were in class. If we were in class, we would all walk around and see each other's stuff just naturally, but we can't do that when we're at home. And so I want you to be able to compliment each other, or give suggestions or ask questions, you know, hey, you did a really good job of this. Do you have any, suggestions for mine? Like, I want you to be able to do that. And so please put your image into the media album, and then feel free to comment kindly on each other's, okay? So that's it for this week. Just to kind of sum it all up, by the end of the week, you should have your discussion 3 posts done, and then an image of your in progress drawing uploaded to that media album. Next week, you will be finishing up that drawing and turning it in, and we'll start talking about the next project. Also, just because I feel like I haven't been clear, you're using the paper, the drawing paper that's available to you in your supply kits. Hopefully by now you have all gone to the lead office and grabbed a supply kit, because there's a lot of good stuff in there, and so you're going to want to have that. If not, then you need to have a good piece of drawing paper. So that means like a little bit sturdier piece of paper. And we're working 8 by 12, but really just like, it's just like a notebook size drawing. So if for some reason you can't get to lead, but you do have some drawing paper or like a nice drawing sketchbook, you might be able to make this work on that, okay? Otherwise, email me if you have any questions. Office hours available 8:30 to 9, 12:30 to 1, Wednesday, Friday, and Monday. But I can't wait to hear from you, and I can't wait to see what you are working on. I'm also going to go back this week, and starting today, I'm going to start grading those your worksheets and things from last week. So yeah, thank you. And let me know if you need anything.